What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here today for a little combo. Got a triple threat. A very quick mail day, one card. But the primary reason of this video is we have a 4-card PSA reveal from a $30 value submission and a 1-card CGC reveal from a standard submission that is a PMG with a grade I am honestly a little surprised by. We'll talk about it when we get to the card itself. So, like, comment, subscribe. You guys and girls know the drill. Let's start with the PSA submission first. This was a $30 value submission. It was sent the day after 4th of July. It was entered in the PSA on 7/8, and I got it back in hand a couple days ago. I'm recording this video Sunday evening. Not quite sure when you're going to see this yet, sometime this week, but I got it, I think, Friday afternoon after work. It came in the mail. This was when the $30 service first opened up before the $18 service fired up. I sent off a couple Bowman Chrome Sapphire prospects from the 2022 Sapphire box that I purchased on Topps website that came damaged. If you remember, I wanted to sit on that sealed, but it came damaged, so I ended up ripping it. I sent the auto, the orange that I got, and I basically just picked 2 random prospects that seemed to have a little bit of noise behind them. I didn't really hit anyone major, just to kind of fill out the submission so it wasn't just a 2-card order. So those came back in. So it took, let's see, checked in 7/8, about, was that 9 weeks, 10 weeks, 7/8 to 9/18. Yeah, like 9 weeks, 10 weeks. So not too bad for a $30 order. The first 2 up, and I would be lying if I could tell you anything about these first 2 guys. And if anyone's interested in any of these prospects, please feel free to let me know in the comments, DM me on IG, reach out to me on Twitter. All 4 of these cards are available. We have a Joshua Baez in a PSA 10. Once again, just base sapphire. These sapphires look absolutely gorgeous. So St. Louis prospect here. Card number 2, Robert Campos from the Tigers, also got a PSA 10. And then PSA baffled me on this one. I will do the auto first. This is an Averson Artiga base auto that we also got. PSA 10. Once again, great looking card. He's actually pretty decent in my brief prospect research that I did when I sent these cards, and actually once I got it back and saw that at PSA 10. He's actually pretty decent in the Giants farm system, it seems to be. And then the last but not least is a Denzer Guzman orange, and I'm very baffled by this one. Not necessarily because of the grade. So we have the orange. This is out of 50. If this was a good prospect, this would be an absolute monster. This guy's actually halfway decent. We also got the PSA 10. So great looking card there. What baffled me about this is they slapped it in a thick holder. I have no idea why. This is a regular stock card, and they put it in one of their thick holders. I checked. The card doesn't slide around. It doesn't move or anything. I shook it all around. It's pretty secure in there. But I have no idea why they used a thick holder on this. I don't really have OCD, but the minor OCD I do have definitely is driving me nuts on this card. But it is what it is. You're not going to get it reholdered or anything like that. But for some weird reason, they put it in a thick holder. No idea why. So, can't complain about that submission. 4 out of 4 PSA 10s. Not going to lie. These 2, I think, are pop 1s because no one else is crazy enough to send this nonsense in. But I should do okay on it. I don't know. If I double up on the submission fees, I'd be perfectly happy, you know, after shipping and fees or something like that. Once again, I don't really know much about either one of those guys. These are actually 2 pretty decent ones based off what I could tell from some quick research. Any prospect guys in the comments down below, feel free to let me know. Kind of at a loss on how to value these. I should probably just look at raw comps and then, you know, times 4, times 5. I have all 4 of these listed on eBay. At just some random buy it now prices with best offers to see what rolls in. So that's the 4-card PSA submission. Very happy with that. My $18 order is still sitting in QA1. That one arrived on August 9th. I'm going to bet I don't see that till early October, would be my guess. That's a 30-some card order. It has a ton of Bowman prospects in it, mostly Noel from the Indians and Valera from the Indians, and then also a bunch of Marvel stuff. It has the entire Fleer Retro 90 MU insert set that I set all at once. So we probably won't see that back for another month. Second thing that we have is a very quick mail day, and it goes hand in hand with the CGC submission because this card will be going off to CGC at some point in time. I'm just waiting to see if I get a couple more cards to send. I picked up on a IG deal. I was hunting for one of these. As soon as they saw the artwork and showed off the different cards that they had in terms of parallels, I knew I was going to want this card because it was going to look amazing. It is the Ghost Spider, aka Spider-Gwen, pink. So this is not a PMG. It's a pink FX. These are numbered to 75. Just a gorgeous looking color match. This one's in pretty good shape overall, especially compared to some of the PMGs. Even the back is not too bad. A little bit of white down there on that corner. Other than that, the other 4 corners look pretty good, and even the front looks pretty decent. Especially if you're familiar, if you've handled Spider-Man metal at all, you know this stuff is notoriously scratched up, dingy, chipped edged corners. So this looks pretty decent. Based off my previous experience, I think this at least has an outside shot at a 9.5, but we'll see how she does. Got a little scrapes and scratches, but that's on the it's on the card saver there, not the card itself. But gorgeous looking card. I'm super excited to get this slabbed. And in addition to that, the 1-card CSG order that I got back, which once again, if you follow me on social, you've seen this all before because I posted it a bunch. I got my red Ghost Spider PMG back, and she got a CGC 9. And you see this label does have the subgrades on it. Here's one without subgrades, so you can kind of see the difference in labeling with the 10, 9, 9, and 9. I'm going to be honest, 100% transparency, I thought this card was going to 8. I was shocked, honestly, when I saw that this card got a 9. The reason why I thought it would 8, the back is actually not too bad, especially considering, you know, what I've seen on some of the other ones. The back is pretty solid. There's a little bit of edge chipping on the side, a tiny little bit. You know, the corners look pretty decent. A little bit of white there, not much. That corner looks pretty good. Obviously, centering's good with a 10. You know, this back is very comparable to the stack of 9.5s that I got. The reason I didn't think this card was going to grade well was the front. I don't know how well this will pick up. You could see, and it actually shows a little, it's actually not as bad as I guess I thought that it was, but there is a little bit of white on that corner, and it's actually harder to see now that it's in the slab. And a little bit of white. You can see it more on this corner. This was the corner I thought would give it an 8. That one right there. Not as bad. This one's got a little teeny tiny speck of white on it. But this bottom right corner, you could clearly see, is showing some white. I just assumed they would hit me hard for that. The top corners look good. So no issues there. A little bit on that top right one, I guess. A little tiny bit of white on that one as well. So I thought, you know, this was going to 8. I have, so, you know, for comparison's sake, I have a 2017 Gwen in a red from PSA. Now, this is a thick stock card. This is not a thin card like this. PSA notoriously grades these tough. This one, the corners are a little worse. You can see there's definitely some white on that corner and a little bit of peeling of the foil there on the corner. Same with that one there. Same thing at the top there. You can see that little bit of white in the top left corner. Top right's got a little bit of the foils peeling just a little bit. And then same thing on the back. This has a little edge chipping up at the top from what I remember. A little white on that corner there. I thought this was a borderline 7/8 when I sent it in. I had a feeling it was going to 7 because PSA is notoriously rough on thick cards. I thought this was going to 8. So happy that this 9. I've considered cracking this to send to CGC to see if it could swing an 8. Mostly because PSA is notoriously rough on thick cards. If you watch Elite Code 3 at all, he always talks about it, how it's almost you're starting at a grade lower with the PSA on thick cards, and you really gotta earn it. So there you kind of see the two side by side. This is our original 2017 with the Bradshaw artwork from one of the comic covers. This is Clayton Crane, but the red on the PMGs look very, very similar. They basically duplicated that perfectly. I really like both these images. I actually have this comic in a CGC 9.8. I'm on the hunt for one of these in a CGC 9.8. Very happy with both these cards. And you can see the difference there in slabs in regards to how PMGs look between the two. I'm strongly considering cracking out the couple Gwens that I do have, because I have this and I have a patterned in a PSA slab. My patterned is a PSA 8. We'll see. I'm going to send the pink in for sure, 100%. And get that slabbed up. So I might just keep these all in PSA and get these all in CGC and see what happens. But I am curious to see if this could get a grade bump with CGC, because I do kind of thought this was going to be an 8. I kind of thought this was going to be an 8. We'll see what happens. Curious for your thoughts on this. What do you think? I know it's not in hand, so it's a little tricky to see. But just with that corner down there, do you think that is enough to knock it down? And you can see that little tiny white on that bottom left corner. Little teeny tiny. I mean, very little on that top right there. None on the top left. But like I said, I thought this alone would be enough to take it to an 8, or at least borderline it. So they gave it a 9. My only guess is that maybe they are factoring in the QC on these cards when they are grading. I've had Andy and Peter both on from SGC and CSG, which is not CGC. But they both made statements regarding, if there are known issues on cards / a certain set, whatever, that is something that they will sometimes take into account. And like the grading team is aware, like, hey, this particular type of card always has a print line on it. You know what I mean? So maybe CGC is taking into effect the corners, edges, and stuff and being slightly lenient on that. I don't know. This is the first PMG that I've graded with them, so, it's a one-off. I will say on my bulk submission that I got back, a lot of people were like, oh, those 9s should not be 9s. The one thing I'll say, regardless whether you think the 9s versus the 9.5s, I could see a clear difference on the cards that got 9s and the cards that got 9.5s. And regardless what the overall grade was, I felt, at least on the bulk submission, the one-off that I did, on the Spider-Man metal stuff specifically, they were very consistent. All the stuff that got 9s was in very similar shape to all the other cards that got 9s. All the cards that got 9.5s, I could see a noticeable difference in those versus the ones that got 9s. So regardless whether you think they should get 9s or 9.5s, they're at least grading consistent in regards to what's getting what grade. And I do appreciate that. Whether it's deserving of a 9 or a 9.5, once again, maybe, and I don't know this for sure, maybe they're taking into an account the overall quality control on X-Men metal. I mentioned in that grading reveal that I got a couple 10s, the pristine 10s on the X-Men cards. These were cards I had specifically had pulled out to go to PSA because I thought they would PSA 10. I thought they had a real good shot at PSA 10ing. They just never ended up making it into a submission. So the fact that it got a 10 from them, and the other two, the Marvel Universe ones that got 9.5s, I also felt pretty confident in those getting PSA 10s. They came back in CGC 9.5s. And those are paper cards. Those had no issues on them at all. They looked super clean. So that kind of leads me to believe that they might be at least slightly lenient on the backs of Spider-Man metal. I don't know for sure. I'm just going off my own personal experience. So curious for your thoughts and comments down below. Happy to get this back in hand. Nice little side-by-side comparison there for you on the two slabs. This pink is going to be going off sometime soon. I also ripped one blaster and managed to pull a yellow FX of this card. I really like these yellow FXs. This is going to go in with that pink. This is in decent shape. You can see Back looks pretty decent. Very little to note. Little teeny tiny white down there on the bottom right. It's just some dust on the front there. But overall, in pretty decent shape compared to a lot of the metal cards. The stuff out of the blasters continues to be, in my personal opinion, in nicer shape than the stuff coming out of the hobby boxes. I'm wondering if it printed later. Don't know for sure. Just guessing. So that's all I have for you guys and girls today. Little full 4-card PSA reveal, a 1-card CGC reveal, and a little preview of a mail day package that I got in, which will soon be another grading submission preview. I just need to wait. I want to get a couple more cards to send in, so I'm not just sending in a couple. I have some other things laying around Marvel-wise that I want to send off to them. And then I also need to get together my stuff for the McFarlane submission for that. So smash the like button, subscribe if you're not. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. We'll catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.